It doesn't matter if you own a Steam Deck, an ROG Ally, or maybe even an Neo 2S. You need accessories to get the most out of all these handhelds. By the way, I'm currently working on the review of the Neo 2S, so get subscribed and hit the bell icon to get notified when my review goes live. In today's video, we will look at accessories that I recommend that work for all of these devices. So if you own several handhelds, I guess probably these two, you can get any of the accessories I will recommend today and they will work with all of them. Starting with the most obvious accessory you should get, a microSD card. Thanks to a microSD card, you can expand the storage of these devices relatively easy. However, not all microSD cards are created equal. There are three keywords you want to look at when shopping for microSD card: SDXAC, U3, A2 and technically V30. There are also faster UHS-2 cards that might come in handy for something like the ROG Ally, but I do not personally own one of these because they are most often more expensive than their UHS-1 counterpart, and I don't really felt the need to get one of them. While I own microSD cards in different sizes, I would nowadays totally recommend you get a 512GB microSD card. It's probably the best bang for the buck, and you can find them around $40 to $50 depending on where you live. There are currently also 1TB microSD cards, but at least where I live, they are most often more than double the price of a 512 card. So you could get two 512GB cards and still have money left over. Unfortunately, there are a lot of fake microSD cards out there, even on stores like Amazon. So if you see a microSD card where you feel like the price is too good to be true, there's a high chance that it might just be. I always try to get a microSD card by a reputable brand like Samsung or SanDisk. I've linked all the ones that I own down below together with everything else that I'm sharing, so if you're unsure which one to get, just click on one of these links and you know that I at least tried them and I can vouch for them. The next thing you should get is this chunky boy. This is the Anker 737, which is probably the best battery pack money can buy. And by the way, that money is between $110 and $160 depending on where you look. It is not the battery pack with the highest capacity. This one only has 24,000 milliamp hours, but where it shines is its charging speed. If you use all three ports at the same time, you can output up to 140 watts. So that means that you can charge the Steam Deck and the ROG Ally at the same time at max power, and you still have enough left to charge your smartphone. And while, like I said, it's not the one with the highest capacity, it charges itself from 0 to 100% in 52 minutes. By the way, I've reviewed this previously on Overkill, and if you want to read the whole review, go to the link down below. But if there's one clear disadvantage of this charger, it's that it's not only a thick boy, but also a heavy boy. It comes in at 626 grams, which is 13 grams heavier than the ROG Ally. So if you want to take this with you, you probably need a backpack. And if you carry a backpack, what a segue, you probably need something like this. This is the WaterField CitySlicker, and it's definitely the most luxurious accessory on this list thanks to the high quality materials that have been used to make this. This one in brown that I own uses leather, wax canvas and a super soft interior to protect your handheld from bumps and scratches. There is a CitySlicker version for the ROG Ally and one for the Nintendo Switch, but I recommend this one, which is the Steam Deck one. Since the Steam Deck is the largest of these devices and it fits into this bag, you can rest assured that it will also fit every other handheld. It comes in at $129. It exists in different colors and I have reviewed this one too on Overkill. There's also an optional matching strap so you can transform this from a pouch to a sling. That way you look extra fancy the next time you go to a LAN party with one of your handhelds to wreck some noobs. Maybe you don't like going outside, maybe you want to stay home all the time, in which case you might want to connect your handheld to your monitor or to your TV. In that case you might need something like this, which is a Satechi USB-C hub that I bought years ago for my laptop. Or alternatively, this thing. This is the OmniCase 2 Pro Edition. It is a USB-C hub by GSOX, and if you own a Steam Deck, you probably heard of them because by now they are a well-established Steam Deck accessory maker. You might even own one of their dogs, or like in my case, 1, 2, 3, 4. The OmniCase 2 and the OmniCase 2 Pro is currently a Kickstarter campaign. I don't really like recommending Kickstarter campaigns because you can't always be sure that you will get what you bought. But at least in the case of GSOX, which like I said is a well-established brand, you know that you'll get it because they have already reached their goal on Kickstarter ages ago, and I'm holding one in my hands. The OmniCase 2 has two HDMI ports that support 4K 60, three USB-C ports of which one is the one you connect to your handheld and another one has 100 watts pass-through charging. It has an USB-A 2.0 port and an USB-A 3.0 port. It has a display port that supports 4K 60 and a gigabit Ethernet port, as well as a microSD and an SD card slot. The difference between the OmniCase 2 Pro, which is the one I recommend, and the OmniCase 2 is that the OmniCase 2 has only one HDMI port, no display port and only two USB-C ports, but therefore it gains one additional USB-A 3.0 port. One thing that I really like about the OmniCase 2 is that it comes with this detachable magnetic lid, which has most of the cables and dongles you need to use with your handheld. There are even accessories for your accessory, like this laptop stand where you can attach the OmniCase 2 magnetically, or like this handheld stand that I've tried and that works with the Steam Deck and the ROG Ally, but unfortunately not with the Neo 2 or 2S. The Kickstarter has still some days left to go, so if you want the OmniCase 2 for $60 or the OmniCase 2 Pro for $80, you gotta be quick. Now, if you attach your handheld to your TV or to your monitor, you want to be able to operate it, which is where this comes in. This is the Logitech K400 Plus. It is a wireless keyboard and trackpad combo. It connects wirelessly with this USB-C receiver to one of your handhelds, so maybe don't lose this. And you can use it to, say, surf the internet while your handheld is connected to your TV to, for example, go to overkill.wtf to read the latest news and reviews on handheld devices. Do it. Do it. It is, as a keyboard guy, I usually use mechanical keyboards, not the highest quality keyboard you will ever own, but I've seen it for as low as $35 US, has a perfectly functional trackpad, function buttons that also work as media keys, as well as this very satisfying to click mouse button. But you don't only want to surf to overkill when connecting your handheld to your TV, you probably also want to play games, which is where I recommend this one. This is my favorite controller, and I own a lot of them, and I mean a lot of them. And it's the KingKong Pro 2 controller by GuliKit. GuliKit is by now a well-known brand, especially for its Hall-sensing analog sticks, which are by the way also used by handheld makers like Neo in all of their devices. It looks like your typical Xbox-inspired controller, but it can connect up to 4 different devices, has the older D input, X input, Android input and Switch input, as well as programmable macro buttons, which means that you can technically cheat in one of your favorite fighting games by pre-programming difficult-to-pull button combos and map them to a 2-button combo. Though, to be honest, I suck that much in fighting games that not even this controller can save me. You can find the KingKong Pro 2 controller for around $70 on Amazon, which brings it closer to first-party controllers like the ones from Xbox and the ones from PlayStation, though I prefer this one much more. However, there is one potential downside that might be a deal breaker for you. It uses the Switch-like button layout, so the A, B, X, Y buttons are inverted. But if you put this to X input, which is the one you will use with these handhelds and something like a gaming PC, the B button will be an A button, it's only that the label is off. It's only in Switch mode where the B button is actually a B button and the A button is actually an A button, but to be honest, it doesn't really bother me, because I don't look at my controller when I use them, so these buttons could as well be blank. But your mileage may vary, so maybe this is a deal breaker for you. Now, these were all accessories that are compatible with all of these handhelds. But if you want me to look at accessories that are only made for one of these devices, like the mod case for the Steam Deck or this D-brand screen protector for the ROG Ally, then just write a comment down below and tell me what handheld you want me to have a look at. As always, all the links to all these products as well as the reviews I've already published are down below. And while you're down there, please consider subscribing and hit the like button, because it really helps a small channel like ours. And also hit the bell icon if you want to get notified when my review for the Neo 2S goes live in a couple of days. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Kevin for overkill.wtf, and I am now going to look where I lost that USB-C receiver. Found it.